Hello ladies and gentlemen, hope you're having a great day today. Because of Corona's lockdown, a lot of games got delayed, but the lockdown can also have an adverse effect. If we look at the sea of delayed games, Riot decided to advance their release date from the summer of 2020 to the beginning of June. The positive feedback Riot got during the closed beta gave them enough confidence to forge the iron while it's hot. Glowing hot even, the hype train didn't slow down. That was caused by a smart marketing move done by the developers. You could only play Valorant's closed beta if you watched streamers with drops enabled on Twitch, who played it and hope you gained a key. On the first day of the closed beta, more than 1.7 million people were already watching the streams. That's about the same amount of viewers that watched last year's Fortnite Cup. Near the end of the beta, Riot shared another 3 million keys, and fans streamed over 500 million hours of content. Now if that isn't a dream start, I don't know what is. But is it worth your time now that the hype train has left the station and the game is fully released? Let's check it out. Of course, if Riot wasn't sure about their game, then the hype would have been worthless, even during the closed beta. Valorant is their first game that is situated outside of their trusty and safe comfort zone, better known as League of Legends. Even though you're on the shoulders of the giant Tencent, if your game can't make it on the online battlefield, you'll be returning home in a body bag.
The all-new Prada body bag. It's the last bag you'll ever need.
But Riot did their homework. Valorant plays as an old-school first-person shooter like Counter-Strike, but modernized with tight, intense gameplay and abilities we only see in hero shooters, like Overwatch. Wait. Before you yell blasphemy and scroll down to see another person's review, please allow me to explain.
Okay.
Valorant is more like a cocktail. It's 3 shots Counter-Strike, 1 shot Overwatch, combined into a deadly but addictive mix. The focus of the game is put more on your Twitch reactions and skills and less on the timing of abilities and ultimates. Like people who come from Counter-Strike, they will feel right at home here. The level design, diffuse game mode, memorizing every weapon and spray pattern, yeah, you'll have a good time here. But people who come from hero shooters or any other type of fast-paced shooter will need to adjust to Valorant's slow gameplay. In Counter-Strike, you often got headshots just by spraying at your opponent's feet.
Phrasing.
And it's no different in Valorant. The bullets go their own way when you're spraying.
Phrasing.
And even ignore your reticle if you shoot for too long. If you're already frustrating yourself on Counter-Strike's gunplay, yeah, forget it. Valorant is just not for you. Just to memorize all the spray patterns, you'll need to hit up the boot camp, a super handy and extensive training ground where you can practice your aim, game modes, and try out the heroes. This is Riot's way of warming you up before going onto the battlefield. After a few minutes, you'll be fighting yourself, constantly practicing to score headshots. In the training ground, you'll quickly figure out that zooming in and pulling your mouse down counters a lot of the spray. If you're still unsure whether you want to play with the big boys, you can always practice in unrated matches. These matches are rather long, about 3/4 of an hour, but they are hyper intense, 5 versus 5 games without respawns. And at the moment of this review, there are only 4 maps: Bind, Haven, Split, and Ascent, and 1 game mode named Standard. Easy enough, right? Right. But it sounds a bit scarce, doesn't it? Don't forget that Valorant is a free-to-play title, and in typical Riot style, we'll probably get some content every 2 months or so don't fret. Standard plays like your typical diffuse game mode, kinda like Counter-Strike or Call of Duty's Search and Destroy. The attackers need to place a spike on one of the 2 bomb sites, while the defending team needs to eliminate the opponent's team or defuse the bomb if it's planted. And halfway into the match, the team swaps sides, the defenders become the attackers and vice versa. Whichever team gets to 13 wins first, wins the match. Now, it may sound long, and if you notice it, it kind of is. Games can last up to an hour in this game. But with a game timer of only 100 seconds, the addition of small maps, and split-second kills, rounds will be flying by without you even noticing. The time to kill in this game is also extremely low. A headshot will, more often than not, just outright kill you, and you can only survive a few body shots, even with armor. This extremely low time to kill makes your life incredibly valuable and makes team play and communication essential. Players who talk, know the layout of the map and the sweet spots to plant the bomb, yeah, they'll mostly carry your ass to victory. Footsteps in this game are also really loud. If you don't want to give away your position, you'll need to take it easy and walk through the game, making the gameplay even slower but more intense. Climby hands guaranteed. But when it comes to the hero shooter aspect, a hero shooter stands or falls due to their lineup. At the moment of review, there are only 11 heroes to choose from. To put this into perspective, that's only half the amount Overwatch had at launch. But Overwatch was a AAA full-priced game. Valorant is free. You can't complain here. The story of Valorant is set on future Earth, where some people have developed mutant powers. These people got recruited as agents by various conglomerates, and just like in Overwatch, they all come from different areas of the globe and they all have different abilities and skill sets. For example, we have Sova, the Russian Legolas lookalike of the bunch. His handy recon bolt shows the location of enemies for a brief second, kinda like Hanzo's sonic arrow. The Moroccan spy Cypher uses tripwires, cameras, and tracking darts to follow enemy movement. The British Phoenix is the crowd controller at your service here. His fireball can blind opponents for an easier kill. And then you also have Raze, the Brazilian heavy hitter of the crew, equipped with a bazooka, cluster nades, and her trusty, yet dim-witted Roomba. Now, these are not your typical press X to win here. They're there to let you gather information or throw sand into your opponent's eyes. Sometimes literally. They are perfect for counterplay or even counter-counterplay. If someone hiding in Brimstone's dust cloud, have Sova shoot a recon dart to make him light up like a Christmas tree. Or use Viper's poison cloud to push him out of there. In short, the abilities are there to support your team tactically, either by storming the point or forcing your opponents out of their hidey hole. But the eye catchers here are the ultimates. They are less focused on damage like in Overwatch or, God forbid, Call of Duty's kill streaks. Now, there are no cooldowns on these ultimates, but you can only use them once you've acquired 6 points by either killing, planting or defusing the bomb, or by gathering them across the map. This ensures you that you can only use your ultimate a limited amount of times per match. However, the tactical ultimates rhyme neatly with the gameplay. The ones that deal damage don't. For example, Phoenix's ultimate allows him to place a respawn point on the map where he will teleport back to 10 seconds later or when he gets killed. This allows him to be used as bait. A Viper can put up a poison cloud that reduces your range of view. But Viper can still see you when you enter the poison cloud because of a red outline. It gives her a tactical advantage. Now, in my eyes, those two are completely balanced, right? Right. But we have the other spectrum of the ultimates. Brimstone can call down a laser that just obliterates everything and everyone that happens to be inside it.
Open up the sky! Down you go.
Or Sova's ultimate, Hunter's Fury, can fire energy beams through walls. These ultimates create shockwaves that disrupt the delicate balance of the game. And in a bizarre twist, Riot has decided to only let you start out with 5 agents. The rest of them are hidden behind a pay or grind wall. It'll take you more than 100 hours just to unlock them all. Now, like I said, you can pay hard cash for it, but you're looking at $10 per hero. That's kind of steep. That's even more expensive than a champion in League of Legends. In a hyper-competitive shooter like Valorant, all heroes should be made available from the get-go. This ensures that everyone starts on equal footing. Overwatch knows this. The other microtransactions come in the form of cosmetics, thank God. These can be used to pimp up your weapons, gun buddies, battle cards, etc. But for some reason, some are really expensive.
What? $50 for fucking blue? For fucking blue!
Now, let's leave the microtransaction for what they are for now. Let's look at the level design. It just oozes vintage Counter-Strike. The compact maps have a 2 or 3 layered structure with a mix of choke points, interiors, semi-open locations. It's kind of comparable to the classic DE Dust. The decorations in the map are kind of sober and the environment feels sterile. It's not for everyone, but it ensures you that you're not distracted when you need to start shooting. And that's a good thing. Less is more. Now, when it comes to the visual fidelity of the game, Valorant borrows their graphics from their other source of inspiration, Overwatch. Just like Blizzard's hero shooter, Valorant uses sharp, cartoony, cel-shaded graphics that are almost immune to the hands of time. This means that in theory, PCs almost a decade old should be able to play Valorant at least 30 FPS, even if they don't own a dedicated graphics card. The integrated graphics chip of the CPU should already be enough. But more recent PCs will be able to play Valorant smoothly at 60 FPS or even higher, with a cap of 400. Perfect for players who are staring at a 240Hz monitor these days. And the installation of Valorant is only 7 gigs. It's clear that Riot wanted to make their game be able to run on every PC in the last decade. And next to that, Riot has been working hard on Riot Direct since 2014, a worldwide database dedicated to lowering your ping to 30 milliseconds or less. This means that lag is not going to be the reason you die in Valorant. You really notice how strong Valorant's netcode and 128 tick rate servers are when you swap back to Call of Duty, where server stability is a whole other story. And after every match, you're able to analyze everything to the smallest detail thanks to a wealth of stat prawn. Yeah, I kind of have to say it like that, otherwise YouTube's gonna be on my ass. Apparently kids watch my videos as well, so gotta keep it PG-13, you know what I'm saying? You can see your kills, your loadout you had at the time, which location you died, your team's assists, deaths, just a whole ton of information. But it's in a way that it doesn't smother you. It's perfect. The clean and smooth interface is the best I've seen so far in any game. At a glance, you can see who's still alive, how far away they are from their ultimates, who has the spike. The radar even shows the viewing angles of your teammates. It's darn handy. In my opinion, these things need to become staples in the competitive shooting genre. To wrap up, Valorant leans very close to its competitor, Counter-Strike, but mixed with abilities alongside their quirky gunplay. If Riot adds more maps and game modes, they'll undoubtedly rival Counter-Strike, or maybe even surpass it. Gabe, it's time to get scared. And that is why I am giving Valorant an 8.5 out of 10 at the moment. With more maps and game modes, it might even become a 9 out of 10. Valorant is a hyper-competitive, tactical, team-based shooter with abilities for added value. A polished, slower, and tactical variant of Counter-Strike. The downsides are their low variety of maps and game modes, and agents that are locked behind a steep pay or grind wall. But these sound like growing pains in a shooter giant to be. Now, as we continue wrapping up, I would love to point you in the direction of our community Discord server. We're growing by the day and we have a lot of awesome people over there. If you want to find more like-minded people to play games with, this is the place for you. If you are a content creator yourself, you will be given access to our announcement channel, where you can post whenever you go live. Link is in the description below. There you will also find our Twitter page, where you can follow us for more news, comments, and the occasional bunnies. Lastly, you'll find a link to my Twitch page, where I stream 5 days a week and end my streams with raids on other streamers. Hope to see you all there. And thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more gaming news, reviews, and release roundups, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you when I see you.
Enemy spotted.
That's awesome.